Chapter 22. If someone steals an ox or a sheep and kills or sells it, they must pay back 5 oxen for 1 ox and for sheep for 1 sheep. The thief must pay for what they stole. If they do not have anything to pay with, they must be sold as a slave to pay for what they stole. If the stolen animal, whether ox, donkey, or sheep, is found alive with the thief, they must pay double. If a thief is caught breaking in at night and is killed, the person who killed them is not guilty of murder. But if this happens during the day, the person will be guilty of murder. If someone lets their animals graze in another person's field or vineyard, or lets them stray and eat from someone else's crops, they must pay with the best of their own field or vineyard. If someone starts a fire in their field, and the fire spreads to another person's field and burns the bundles of grain or ripe crops, the one who started the fire must pay for all the damages. If someone gives money or goods to another person for safekeeping, and they are stolen from that person's house, the thief, if found, must pay double. But if the thief is not found, the owner of the house must be brought to the place of worship and must swear that they did not steal what was given to them. If someone claims ownership of an ox, donkey, sheep, clothing, or anything lost that another person is keeping, the case must be brought to the place of worship. The one whom God declares guilty must pay the owner double. If someone gives an animal to their neighbor for safekeeping, whether donkey, ox, sheep, or any other animal, and it dies, is hurt, or is stolen, and no one saw what happened, the neighbor must swear in the name of the Lord that they did not steal the animal. If the animal was not stolen, the owner must accept the oath, and the other person will not have to pay anything. But if the animal was stolen, the neighbor must pay for it. If the animal was killed by wild animals, the neighbor must bring the remains as proof and will not have to pay for the dead animal. If someone borrows an animal and it gets injured or dies while the owner is not present, the borrower must pay for it. But if the owner was there, the borrower does not have to pay anything. If the animal was rented, the cost is covered by the rental fee. If a man seduces a virgin who is not engaged, he must pay the bride price and marry her. If her father refuses to let her marry him, he must still pay her bride price as if she were a virgin. Put to death any woman who practices witchcraft. Anyone who has sex with an animal must be put to death. Put to death anyone who sacrifices to any god other than me, the Lord. Do not mistreat or oppress a foreigner living in your land. Remember that you were foreigners in Egypt. Do not mistreat widows or orphans. If you do, and they cry out to me for help, I will hear them. I will become angry and kill you in war. And your wives will become widows, and your children will become orphans. If you lend money to a poor person among my people, do not act like a moneylender, and do not charge interest. If you take your neighbor's coat as a guarantee for a loan, give it back before sunset, because it may be the only thing they have to cover themselves. Without it, they have nothing to sleep in and stay warm. If they cry out to me for help, I will hear them because I am kind. Do not curse God or speak badly about the leaders of your people. Bring your offerings of grain, wine, and oil at the right time. Give me your firstborn son. Also give me the firstborn of your cattle and sheep. Let the firstborn animal stay with its mother for 7 days, but on the 8th day, give it to me. You are a people set apart for me. So do not eat the meat of animals killed by wild beasts. Throw it to the dogs. Chapter 23. Do not spread false news and do not lie in court to help someone. Do not follow the majority when it does what is wrong, and do not give false testimony to help the majority twist justice. Do not do injustice, not even to favor the poor. If you see your enemy's ox or donkey wandering lost, take it back to him. If his donkey has fallen under its load, do not leave it there, but help the owner to lift the animal. When a poor person comes to court, do not commit injustice against him. Do not make false accusations, nor condemn to death an innocent person, for I will condemn the one who does these evil things. Do not accept money to twist justice, because that money makes people blind and unable to see what is right, harming the cause of the innocent. Do not mistreat the foreigners who live among you. You know how they suffer for being foreigners. Because you were foreigners in Egypt, for 6 years you will sow your land and harvest what it produces. But in the 7th year, let the land rest, and do not harvest anything that grows on it. But the poor may eat what grows there, and the wild animals will eat what is left. Do the same with your vineyards and olive trees. Work 6 days a week, but on the 7th day do no work, so that your slaves, your animals, and the foreigners who work for you may rest. Pay attention to everything I, the Lord, have told you. Do not pray to other gods, nor even speak their names. 3 times a year you will celebrate a festival in my honor. In the month of Aviv, the month in which you came out of Egypt, celebrate the festival of unleavened bread as I commanded you. During the 7 days of the festival, do not eat bread made with yeast. No one shall come to worship me without bringing an offering. Celebrate the festival of harvest as soon as you begin to harvest what you have planted. Celebrate the festival of shelters in autumn, when you harvest the grapes and fruits from the orchards. 3 times a year, during these 3 festivals, all men must come to worship me, the Lord God. When you offer an animal in sacrifice to me, do not bring bread made with yeast. The fat of the animals killed in sacrifices during my festivals must be burned on the same day. Every year, bring to the house of the Lord your God the first grain that you harvest. Do not cook a young goat or a young lamb in its mother's milk. I will send an angel ahead of you to protect you on the journey and to lead you to the place I have prepared. Pay attention and obey the angel. Do not rebel against him, for he acts in my name and will not forgive rebellion. If you obey him and do everything he commands, I will fight against all your enemies. My angel will go ahead of you and will bring you to the land of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And I will destroy all those peoples. Do not bow before their gods nor worship them, and do not follow their religious customs. Destroy their gods and break the pillars of the god Baal. If you worship me, the Lord your God, I will bless you, giving you food and water, and I will remove all diseases from you. In your land no woman will have a miscarriage, nor be barren. I will give you a long life. I will make the peoples who are against you afraid of me. I will cause confusion among the peoples you will fight against, and I will make your enemies flee from you. I will make your enemies terrified. And as you go forward, I will drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites. I will not drive them out in 1 year. If I did that, the land would become desolate, and wild animals would become too numerous, harming you. On the contrary, I will drive out those peoples little by little, until you become more numerous and take possession of the land. I will make the borders of your land go from the Gulf of Aqaba to the Euphrates River, and from the Mediterranean Sea to the desert. I will give you power to rule over the peoples of those lands, and you will advance and drive them out. Do not make any agreement with them, nor with their gods. Do not let those peoples live in your land. If you let them stay, they will cause you to sin against me. If you worship their gods, that will be a deadly trap for you. Chapter 24. The Lord God said to Moses, You, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 leaders of the people of Israel, go up the mountain and come into my presence. And when you are still a little far away, kneel to worship me. Only you, Moses, will come near me. The others will not. And the people must not go up the mountain. Moses went and told the people everything the Lord had said and all the commandments he had given. Then the Israelites all answered together, We will do everything the Lord has commanded. Then Moses wrote down all the laws of the Lord God. The next morning, he built an altar at the foot of the mountain and placed 12 stone pillars there, one for each of the 12 tribes of the people of Israel. Then Moses had some young men burn animals and sacrifice to the Lord and kill bulls as peace offerings. Moses put half of the blood from the animals in bowls and poured the other half on the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant where the commandments of the Lord were written and read it aloud to the people. He said, We will obey the Lord God and do everything he commands. Then Moses took the blood from the bowls, sprinkled it on the people, and said, This is the blood that seals the covenant the Lord made with you when he gave all these commandments. Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 leaders of the people of Israel went up the mountain and saw the God of Israel. Under his feet there was something like a floor made of sapphire, blue like the sky. God did not kill these leaders of Israel. They saw God and then ate and drank together. The Lord God said to Moses, Come up the mountain where I am and stay here. For I will give you the stone tablets with the laws and commandments I have written, so that you may teach them to the people. Moses and Joshua, his assistant, prepared themselves, and Moses began to climb the holy mountain. Then Moses said to the leaders, Wait here until we return. Aaron and Hur will stay with you. Whoever has a matter to resolve must speak with them. Then Moses went up Mount Sinai, and a cloud covered the mountain. The glory of the Lord came down on the mountain, and to the Israelites the light looked like fire burning high on the mountain. The cloud covered the mountain for 6 days, and on the 7th day the Lord from within the cloud called to Moses. Moses entered the cloud and stayed there on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights.